Hey there, movie fans. Welcome back to Rocky Watches Movies. Today we're diving into the wild and wacky world of Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, the 1994 comedy that launched Jim Carrey into superstardom. With its outrageous humour, unforgettable catchphrases, and a unique style all of its own, this film became a massive cultural phenomenon. But even die-hard fans might not know what went on behind the scenes to bring Ace's eccentric antics to life. So grab your detective gear and let's uncover 20 things you never knew about Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. It was directed by someone with just one made-for-TV movie on his directing resume. Despite the belief that it was a fletch for the 90s, Morgan Creek struggled to find a way to bring Jack Bernstein's script to life. As a result, the production company's CEO hired Tom Shadyac, who was Bob Hope's youngest ever joke writer, to direct the film despite his lack of experience. They did this because they had been impressed by a short film he had directed, and it was Shadyak's idea to pursue Jim Carrey for the lead role. Rick Moranis was initially approached for the lead, but turned the filmmakers down. In 1994, the same year Ace Ventura was released, Moranis starred in The Flintstones and Little Giants. The character of Ace Ventura was originally written as a bumbling fool, completely inept at his job, and this is the role that Moranis was offered and declined. While it's difficult to imagine the beloved actor playing Ace, it's certainly intriguing to think about. Producers also considered several other actors, including Judd Nelson and Alan Rickman. They also briefly entertained the idea of casting famed actor and comedian Whoopi Goldberg. Having recently delivered a strong performance in Ghost, Goldberg would have brought a very different energy to the role, making for a drastically altered film had she been cast. Lauren Holly auditioned for the role of Melissa. She and Jim Carrey met during the auditions and would later co-star together in Dumb and Dumber, which was also released in '94. The two were married for a brief period from '96 to '97. Carrey worked on the screenplay after In Living Color tapings. While the screenplay is credited to Bernstein, Shadyac and Carrey, Steve Odekirk, the writer and director of Ace Ventura When Nature Calls, and Jim Carrey would stay up until 4 a.m. working on jokes for Pet Detective after long days on the Fox sketch comedy show. Odekirk described himself and Carrey as two giddy idiots tossing jokes around. The infamous ass-talking also began on In Living Color. One day, frustrated by Keenan Ivory Wayans' constant rejection of his pitched sketches, Jim Carrey stood up and read a sketch from his backside, directed at Wayans. The two nearly got into a fight before Wayans stormed out of the room. Later we sat down, talked, and everything was cool, Wayans later recalled. Carrey based Ace Ventura on a clever bird. He has said, "I based Ace Ventura off a smart bird, a cockatiel or a parakeet of some kind. The clothing I chose was all like a colourful bird, a tropical bird. The walk was bird-like, everything was about a bird. How I spoke, even the hairstyle." The movie's catchphrases were intentionally created. Shadyac revealed that Carrey came up with "alrighty then" and other lines specifically because he believed they might catch on. The hand gesture Ventura made before leaving the police station was also something Carrey hoped would become popular, though it didn't quite take off. The scene where Ventura impersonates a dolphin trainer named Heinz Getwelvet was cut from the movie's cinema version, but was later included in the VHS release, accompanied by the enticing "footage not seen in theaters" tag. If you're enjoying the video, a subscribe to the channel would be the alrighty then moment of this detective's day. A pigeon attack on Ventura was cut from the film. In one scene, Ventura flips his car while chasing down Dan Marino's kidnappers, knocking himself out. A dream sequence then begins, where he catches the albino pigeon before being attacked and dismembered by an angry flock of pigeons. Shadyac decided the scene was too dark for the tone of the rest of the movie, so it was left on the cutting room floor. A subplot in which Ventura successfully convinces a gas station employee to delay killing himself was also removed for being deemed too dark for the film. The crying game spoof was added late. It wasn't in the original screenplay, as the film hadn't been released when production on Ace Ventura was already underway. The decision to use the music and parody the film was made at the last minute. Jim Carrey specifically wanted the death metal band Cannibal Corpse to appear in the film. A fan of the band, Carrey requested that they make a cameo. Initially, Cannibal Corpse turned them down due to a scheduled European tour. However, a few days later, the band received another call saying the shooting schedule had been rearranged to avoid any conflicts. When they arrived in Florida, Carrey met the group and told them to play Hammer Smashed Face in the movie. Ray Finkel was portrayed by Uwe von Schamann. That's one for the pronunciation police. The Miami Dolphins kicker who played for the team for 6 seasons was the one shown missing the field goal in the film. Meanwhile, Pete Stoyanovich, the Dolphins' real kicker at the time, took on the role of kicking for Finkel-Einhorn at the warehouse scene. Shooting the sex scene at Ace's apartment was far from easy. All the animals had to be chained to their positions, Courtney Cox recalled, but the squirrel would get loose and jump on the penguin would bite the cockatoo, and soon all hell would break loose. I'd find myself under the blanket with a macaw. Shadyac has admitted that when he first saw Jim Carrey, he thought he was doing something so new it was almost frightening. He revealed that there was fear when they showed Ace Ventura to an audience, as they worried it might mark the end of their careers. Additionally, there was apprehension about the decision to portray the character in such an over-the-top manner, but they pushed through because they believed there was something genuinely enjoyable in it. Shadyac would go on to direct 2 more Carrey films, Liar Liar in 1997 and Bruce Almighty in 2003. The actor who played the guy receiving the parcel in the film's opening sequence truly looked like someone you wouldn't want to mess with. Sporting a pair of black eyes, it suggested he'd recently been involved in a fight. What you may not know is that this detail wasn't planned. The character was portrayed by real-life boxer Randall Tex Cobb, who showed up on set with those shiners, and it was decided they suited his role perfectly. Played by Sean Young, Lois Einhorn was once a kicker for the Miami Dolphins before her transition. A team photo from her NFL days is shown, but Ray Finkel looks nothing like the woman we see throughout the rest of the film. In fact, it is Sean Young in the photo. She wore a wig and a fake mustache for the snapshot. For all his skills as an unparalleled pet detective, Ventura doesn't seem to notice that the penguins in his apartment are acting strangely. It turns out he keeps them inside his refrigerator, but the coloration of these penguins suggests they actually thrive in tropical temperatures, not cold ones. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective isn't the only film to make this mistake. Many Hollywood productions use these penguins because they're more comfortable in sunny California, and most moviegoers who aren't penguin experts are unlikely to notice the discrepancy. At the time of production, Tone Loc was actually the biggest star in Pet Detective. It's easy to forget just how popular he was in those decades, thanks to hit songs like Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina. Aside from that, though, his most notable claim to fame remains his supporting role in the film. While the Ace Ventura franchise received a largely negative critical reception, the first film grossed an impressive $107 million at the box office, and its sequel made $212 million. As a result, there has been considerable studio interest in rebooting the series. There's just one issue: Jim Carrey isn't on board, so it looks like we might never see Ace Ventura on the big screen again, at least not played by Carrey. In 2015, Morgan Creek reportedly announced plans to retain the rights to Ace Ventura with the intent of remaking the film. Obviously, that didn't happen. There are some incredibly lazy film sequels that rely on the association with a popular movie, hoping it will be enough to make them a success. Many years after both Ace Ventura films became a hit, a direct-to-video spin-off was released in 2009, to the delight of almost nobody. Titled Ace Ventura: Pet Detective Jr., the film lacked any major stars and currently holds a score of 2.1 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database, which pretty much says it all. And there you have it, folks. You now know a little bit more about Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. If you enjoyed the video, which I presume you did as you got this far, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos coming to Rocky Watches Movies. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.